Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'd like to share with you the 3 N's intervention. 3 N's stand for number 1, notice, number 2, name, and number 3, nurture. So if you'd like to join me in this practice, I invite you to just get really comfortable, find a nice cozy spot and start to bring your awareness slowly into a place of inward connection. And you can do this by softening your eyes if that feels right to you, and even bringing them to a close. And to take you on the inward journey, I'd like you to just bring your focus to your breathing. Don't change it or alter it, just becoming aware of breath as you breathe in. Notice what parts of the body is used in that inward breath and outward breath. So as you breathe in, noticing the air coming through your nostrils, your lungs expanding, your belly expanding. And as you breathe out, just becoming aware of that in reverse. And we'll do that for 2 or 3 more breaths now. And I invite you now to drop deeper into the first N, which is notice. So just notice if there's an image or thought or an emotion or a tension or sensation in your body. And as you notice, just become curious about where in the body this thought, emotion, tension, etc. is located. Just observing the thought or emotion, tension or image. Where is it in your body? What is the shape, size, quality, colour? So without judgment, allow yourself for the next moment or two to just become curious about the thought, image or tension that's coming up for you right now. And with this awareness and position of non-judgmental observation, I invite you to drop into the second N, which is name. So what we're doing here now is simply just saying, this is what stress or tension or whatever emotion or image you have right now, this is what that looks and feels like in my body. I'm trying to stay in a place of non-judgment and just becoming curious about what that and how that shows up for you right now. What is your body communicating to you through your emotions, sensations, tensions, thoughts? Stay with that one image or emotion. And again, just naming it. So this is what anger or fear or tension or stress, whatever is coming up for you, feels like in my body. And as we drop into that third N, which is to nurture, really what we'd like to do now is just observe this particular discomfort. You can do some breath work and breathe into that area if you so wish, if it's becoming too much for you. And then drop into a place of nurture. So really what we want here now is soothing self-talk. So I'd like you to, if it's okay for you and you're feeling safe enough to do so, to now ask the tension or emotion or discomfort, ask it, what do you want me to know? What is it you're protecting me from? And dropping into a place of validation by saying something on the lines of, you can use your own words, but something on the lines of, you have been working so hard to keep me safe. I am now here for you. Thank you. I'm here to support you. We can do this together. And extending an offering of support by saying, would you be willing to let me guide you and help you? And then just asking it to just dial down that sensation or tension or emotion. Just dial it down. And come from a place of really seeing that you're holding that part of you with support and love and care and as much compassion as feels safe for you to do so. As you ask it to soften or dial down. And if it's appropriate for you at this current stage of your healing journey, then perhaps even offering it some thanks. Your nervous system and body is holding on to these tensions to protect you, to keep you safe. It's in service of your survival. Physiologically, it's how we're built as mammals. And just reassuring that part of you, that discomfort, that you might say, you no longer need to protect me anymore. And repeat 3 times, we are safe. We are safe. We are safe. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I am here now, and we are safe. And knowing that you can go inward at any stage or any time in the future to revisit any part of you that might need some attention, some support, some validation. I'd like you to now start to bring your awareness back slowly but firmly to the room around you, or the sounds of the outdoors around you if you're doing this intervention outside. You may listen to my voice. You might feel it's appropriate to stretch or rub your palms briskly together to just start bringing yourself back into a place of consciousness in the world around you. So let's rub our hands briskly together to generate some wonderful, beautiful heat. And just place the palms on any part of you that feels could use that warmth and support. And opening your eyes. And just bringing your awareness back into the room. I'd like to thank you for joining me in that wonderful intervention and exercise that I do for my clients. It's called the 3 N's, and I'll put a little description in the description area of the video below and give you some information in there on why we use it and why it's important. So essentially it's to really help you to connect with the parts of your body that when you've gone through a stressful or traumatic experience, it can be on a small level or a big level. It can be a huge life event, or it can just be simple things that will cause you some stress throughout the day. Your nervous system is a system that is extremely old in our bodies, in mammalian bodies, and it's essentially like an alarm system which operates beneath your conscious awareness automatically. And it has different states. It has, when you're in a very safe place of resting and restoring, and you're able to connect, and in a place of safety, when your nervous system, when you're in that state within your nervous system, then that is when you notice your behaviours are optimistic, you're smiling, you're able to connect with others, you want to go out into the world and do stuff, you have energy, and I'm simplifying this, of course. So that is a place of safety when your nervous system has not detected subconsciously any threat. But there are 2 other responses when your nervous system does detect threat, and this will be sending signals to your brain. And one of those states is when you go into what we call a stress response, which is fight or flight. That state of your nervous system literally shuts down your ability to think logically, problem solve. I've spoken about this before in other videos, and when you're in that state of stress, it's in service of your survival, so it's really important. However, we need to be able to, in this modern sort of way that we live, be able to become aware of those states, whether you're in a safe, calm, connected state, or whether you're in a fight and flight, stress state, or the third state is when you're shut down and it's too overwhelming. So once we start becoming aware of going inside of our body and actually understanding, okay, this is what my stress response looks like, it's playing out in my behaviour. For me, for example, I know that I become really activated and I become quite vocal, and I definitely think the thoughts that I have in those moments are I have to do everything myself, and I'm super independent, and but not in a good way, in a kind of like in a quite an isolated way. So that for me is how my behaviour, when I'm in a stress response, when my nervous system has triggered in a stress response, my behaviour pans out in that way. And so for me, becoming aware of that is extremely important, because now I know that in the same situation, if I was approaching that in a calm, safe and connected way, I would actually have more of a vocal range, I would be smiling, I would have more thoughts of how can others help me, or how can I problem solve the situation in order to actually, to deal with it. So what's important, and what this particular exercise does, is it allows us to become connected with those parts of us that when we've been in a stress state and haven't actually been able to come back to the calm and connected place within our nervous system, a tension, a stress is formed within the body, and that then triggers very quickly. And again, all of this is happening under your conscious awareness. So it's important not to understand, I guess, that this is happening automatically. That's fine. It's happening automatically. That's okay. There's no problem with that. That's physiologically how we're built. But what I have control over is how I respond to that triggering or to that shutting down. And that only starts with awareness. And the 3 N's are extremely good at being able to bring awareness and some level of acceptance and then healing to your system when it's in a stressed or shut down response state, when your nervous system has triggered those states within you, because they affect your emotions, they affect your thoughts, and that affects your behaviour. So it's really going from the bottom up. It's the body is taking information through the nervous system. It's being triggered. And your mind then goes, okay, why is it being triggered? And starts to then give you negative thoughts or starts to see danger in the situation. Which then in turn, your behaviour changes as well. So use the 3 N's and start becoming curious about which state your nervous system is in. Because I can assure you that through that awareness, with practice and time, you will be able then to notice much more quickly, okay, I'm in a stress-triggered response state, or I'm in a shut-down triggered response state, and be able to then have some control over then how you can self-soothe that situation and your nervous system and calm it down in order for you then not to be so affected by it and in a prolonged way for a prolonged period of time, so that you can then go on to have healthier relationships, healthier lifestyle. And just on an end note, I think it's just really important that we don't sort of name and shame the states, the nervous system states. It really is there in service of your survival. We really need to be grateful for it. We have no control over that, but what we have control over is bringing our awareness into the state that you're in, and then trying to, figure out what works for you in order to actually come down, if you like, or come up in the hierarchy of nervous system states from a place of being triggered up into a place of safety and connectedness. So I hope you've enjoyed our session today, and I'm very grateful for you joining. Please feel free to leave any comments or get in touch if you'd like some coaching for stress and anxiety. I'd really like to help you. Okay, thanks and bye for now. Have a great week.